So let's get started. I'd like all of you to sit with your back straight. Close your eyes and settle the awareness on your body from head to the toes. Relax the whole body. Next, begin to breathe in slowly and deeply. Enter into a gap, a pause. Then exhale slowly and completely. And another pause. In this breathing awareness, just become aware of the two gaps between your inhalation, exhalation, exhalation, and inhalation. Those two gaps are the space you touch, the now. What Swamiji talked about, the now. So enter into the now before we invoke him. Because he is always in the now. Now, let's begin with Sadguru Mantra. Take a deep breath. Nithyanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Jnanamutin Dvandvatitam Gagana Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Savadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavaditam Trigunarahitam Satgurantam Namami. A very warm welcome to everybody once again after 2 weeks, and to the Enlightened Parenting session. So this is the 20th session that I'm doing since this year. So let me see, we have quite a number of new parents joining today, which is great. I really warmly welcome all of you who are joining for the first time. And if you're interested to find out some of the past recorded session, you can check with the facilitator like Hemant and Cho for some of the recorded session on YouTube. So if you're interested to listen to some of the past sessions, okay? So great. Let me just read out the topic for today. Okay. So the topic for today is what happens when your child spends 21 days with a living avatar, which is none other than Swamiji, a living incarnation, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Parmashiva. What happens to your child when he or she gets to be in his breathing space, which is something I want to talk about. And how can the initiation by enlightened master alter your child's brain development, muscle memory, and biomemory? Okay, so that's kind of the topic that I'll be covering today. Let me just explain what is the Inner Awakening or December program, okay? So that, especially for new parents, they have the context of what I'm going to focus on. See, Swamiji conduct 21-day program every year, the December period. And in the past, he used to do it about a few times a year, let's say, 3-4 times a year in various locations. That time, the program was called Inner Awakening. Then since 2014, he started the Shivoham program, which is like the major upgrade where he will share with the world. Every December program is a major upgrade of his expansion and also introducing new whether it's new powers or new Shastra Pramanas, new higher consciousness, truth which helps to align us to the state, space, and the powers of Paramashiva, the soul. Okay. So there was a topic given by Ma White, who is the head of Online Gurukul. She basically suggested the topic where in this session, I share with the acharyas, the teachers, and also the parents about what exactly happened when a child gets to spend 21 days with a living master, okay, an enlightened master. So that is going to be the focus. Of course, what I'm going to share is just part of what I've experienced, what I've observed. Understand? It is not, that's all. There are many things that happen at a different level. Only when you experience it yourself, then you will understand. Okay? So give me a thumbs up. You are following me now. Okay, great. So now I'm going to dive into the benefits of in awakening or of any program that Swamiji conducts for 21 days. First of all, why 21 days? So our body takes 21 days to develop a new habit, a new muscle memory, okay, a new programming. To be permanently established in this body, it needs 21 days. So if you want to develop a new habit, a new thing, just do it continuously for 21 days, that becomes part of you. Understand? So that is the reason why 21 days in awakening, sometimes you go on to 22 days or 25 days, depending on the program, the year of the program, because sometimes he also added in certain days of celebration of his birthday, like Jayanti and all that. So that's kind of adding up to more than 21 days. But minimally 21 days, never 20 days. It's 21 days or more than 21 days. Okay? So 21 days is needed for any new programming to happen in our muscle memory level. Got it? So that's why Swamiji does program for 21 days. You may think, oh, it's such a long time, 1 week is okay. But if you want something that is permanently established in terms of transformation, you need that time. Okay? It's not like you want to, spend so long. It is based on the scientific understanding of how our body works. That's why 21 days is needed. Okay? So that is first thing. So let me just talk about what happens when a child gets to spend 21 days in the breathing space of a living avatar. Okay? The first thing you will observe is tremendous healing start to happen when you are in the breathing space of an enlightened master. All kinds of diseases and disorders can be cured, can simply be healed just by being in the breathing space and be receptive for the healing to take place. Why is that so? See, we have seen many people, not just kids, like old folks who have been on wheelchair for many years. after, towards the end of the program, the old lady was able to stand up from the wheelchair and walk towards the stage to get the darshan of Swamiji. It means to get the blessing. It's like a miracle for the old lady who has been wheelchair bound for many, many years, not able to stand and walk by herself, totally handicapped by her legs, problem. But after 21 days, she was able to stand up and walk towards the stage. We've seen that happening. So I want to share with you a video. You watch this video, then I'll explain how does that happen as you. If you don't understand, you think, oh, it's such a miracle. How can a miracle happen that way? But when I explain, you understand why. Okay, so let me just share a video. One testimonial of a parent in Melbourne. They have an autistic child, a 2.5-year-old girl. The second child is a child that has autism. So she will, some of the behavioral issue will be, she'll be so scared whenever there are crowds, and she will never talk. She's one of those who keep quiet all the time. She doesn't talk. She doesn't speak to even with the parents. She just, remain in silence and kind of like totally shut down. Okay. So this was what I'm going to show you the video.
Nithyananda. I'm Mukundan from Melbourne, Australia. I come for this IA with my elder daughter Sahana and my wife and second daughter Shivya. My wife prayed to Lord Kartikeya to show us a way to heal my second child who is suffering from autism. During the first darshan, Swamiji looked at my face and he told, I will heal your daughter completely. It's my commitment to you. And I was, after 21 days, how is my daughter doing? I'm happy to say that she has completely transformed all the patterns associated with autism. Just 2 days back, my daughter, she started to say Appa and Amma when she's crying, and that's something unbelievable.
So she can't talk, or she can't understand commands, or she doesn't like crowd, and she doesn't like loud noises. But she has broken all of these with Swamiji's blessings. Now she's able to do what all I've mentioned, and all due to Swamiji's blessings. And also she's starting to do a bit of third eye as well. So she's able to play games on the iPad with the eye mask. And so I would like to thank Swamiji for his blessings and his great gift for us. Thank you.
Even autistic kids, the special attention needed kids, the special kids, nothing, just if they breathe my space, that's all. If they breathe my prana, that's all. Simply healing happens. You bring an abnormal child, I will not give you the normal child back. I will give you super normal child back.
So this parent from Melbourne, it was in Varanasi. So come back to, this is a extraordinary healing that happened for a parent whose child is 2.5-year-old girl, frightened of crowd, frightened of being with people, scared of noise, and has not spoken after even 2.5-year-old. For the first time, broken all this pattern of being afraid of people and noise, and called the Papa Mama for the first time. How would you feel if you're a parent? You'll be like, whoa, it's like amazing transformation, healing for the child, which can only be possible in the breathing space of an incarnation. Understand? How is it possible? Why only in the breathing space of Enlightened Master? Okay, let me give you the science behind this knowledge. It is not just be there breathing Swamiji's prana, but there's something deeper than that, and you need to understand so that you understand how these work scientifically. Okay, Brother Rupa was attending that IA. It must be so beautiful to witness the miracles in front of her. Okay, so first thing you need to know, see, whatever that exists in the whole universe are just sound and light. Okay, time and space. Okay, now our ancient rishis, mystic saints from the Vedic tradition discovered that long time ago, all the matter is sound. And sound is the original aspect of the creation that acts as a substratum for everything else that comes to existence. That's why the primordial sound, Om, the sacred sound from the universe, okay? Sound is called nada in Sanskrit, nada, okay? These sounds are called nada Brahma, the sound of the universe. Understand? So the sound vibration that comes from the pure source, from the space of the universe, the source, which is uncreated. It's not created by striking two things together. You need to create sound, you need to clap your hand, you need to snap finger, you need to hit something to create sound. But this sound is created without striking anything. It's called Ananhata Dwani. Okay? When the Ananhata Dwani get mixed with this subatomic particle, it retains the quartz in different forms through the energy binding force that is responsible for solid existence. So every one of us has the ability to listen to this sound if we are able to tune ourselves to the energy of nada, the vibration of the cosmos, frequency of the cosmos. Understand? All of us have a sound structure called nada structure. Okay, how our body is recorded, the sound and the light are recorded in our body. If the sound are recorded in a chaotic way, it creates disturbances and diseases and disorder. Okay, when a child or a human being is able to be in the presence of an enlightened master. Okay, so understand sounds and diseases are interrelated. Okay, because the sound energy field is responsible for all the diseases we carry. If you want to heal yourself from your body, you need to go to the alter your energy field through the sound. That's why in Vedic tradition we use a lot of mantra, Sanskrit mantra, bija mantra, vibration to tune ourselves. Understand? So nada, the sound of the cosmos, is responsible for our health or diseases. So in our tradition, Vedic tradition, all the authentic healing system in the world work on nada. It means all the healing happen on the energy of sound. Okay? So what happened is, an enlightened master, he is already realized, that means in oneness with the source, with Paramashiva, with super consciousness. He is radiating that, the high frequency of Ananhata Dwani, the unstruck sound, as part of his vibration, continuously happening. So in the very silence of the master, the present, anyone with a wounded nada structure, that means your sound recording is already wounded, chaotically recorded, disturbed. gets healed, realigned, and restructured in his presence. If it happens through the right sound, only through the physical healing happens. But if it, if let's say the wounded nada structure is brought in front of an enlightened master, whose anahata dhrana is radiating constantly, not only your body gets healed, but you also go through a complete change, a rewiring. The brain, the cognitions get complete rewiring, and the consciousness get awakened. Understand? That is why a master's presence in the intense soundless sound, that means silent, vibrant silence, is considered as a healing method for all possible diseases. All diseases are healed just by the vibrant silence of an enlightened master. After the very first impact is all kinds of healing disorder get healed in front of enlightened master, because they are radiating with the same frequency as the source. The intense silence they radiate is what heals everything. Okay, got it? Now let me go on to share the next. So see, just now was the first case which I just picked up, because like a lot of kids now, you should know, in the world, the number of kids having autism or diagnosed with autism has increased tremendously. If you look at it from the history, from the record, over the last 30 years, just 30 years alone, you will see a spike in everywhere, increase in number of kids diagnosed with autism, whether ADHD or whatever it may be. Understand? One contribution is, I think we spoke about it last session, immunization, right? That means getting injection from the pharmaceutical company and causing problem with the child's brain chemistry. Okay, that's one thing. The second reason for an increase in the number of kids, I would say special needs kids, okay, is also because of the increase level of consciousness on planet Earth. The descent of more and more higher souls are happening now. More advanced souls are landing on planet Earth. Okay? And these kids, because they know they don't want to live like ordinary kids, they go to school, get conditioned by society, they come in that form. Because they come in that form, the parents can't send them to normal school. Okay? They can't go to normal school. Imagine the kids that doesn't talk, doesn't play with other people, and doesn't even talk, are scared of people. How do you send them to normal school, right? You can't. So because of they know what they want, they've chosen the parents who can help them to be, I would say, to quickly connect to the enlightened master, enlightened being, so that they can continue their journey where they left off in the past birth. Understand? A lot of these so-called kids with autism or special needs are also known as yoga prasta. Yoga prasta are the soul who are almost reach enlightenment in the past birth, but because of something that happened, let's say they met an accident or something like that, something happened that did not reach the enlightenment in that birth. So they come down just for enlightenment only. They don't want to do all kind of society responsibility things. They just want to come back and become enlightened. Children who have special needs, understand, most of them are highly evolved, so very advanced. So And if parents are aware, they will be able to quickly bring them to the master. So, when you're able to connect with the master source, your job is pretty much done, in that sense that, the child will be very much guided by the master. Okay. So now I'm going to share another case, which is actually very close to my heart, because there's a child that I've been, who's in my weekend Gurukul. Okay. So, can you see? Prasadini. Okay. This is Manitya Prasadini. Okay. When she came to my Gurukul class, she was only about 3.5 years old. One of the earliest kids that I have. Normally, they come at 4, but because the parents are already part of the active Sangha members, so she was put in the Gurukul class. So this is where she is, and I think after I think about 4 years ago, she was diagnosed with the abnormal eyeball development, where she can't see properly. So she needed to have a spectacle. Okay, she needed to wear spectacle for the last 4 years, because her eyeball was growing at a different rate, and she was not able to focus properly. So the parents had to bring her to a specialist to get a pair of spectacles so that she can see and function normally. Okay. Now, a couple of months ago, suddenly she tell her parents, her mom, I can't see anymore. Even with my glasses, I can't see. What happened? So of course the mom got terribly worried, quickly rushed to the eye specialist, emergency appointment, and asked what happened to my child. Why is she wearing the glasses? Now she can't see. And guess what? After a check, she said she no longer needs the spectacle anymore. Her eyes are completely healed. Just by power manifestation and Swamiji's initiation. See, she's doing all the blindfold reading. She can thread the needle with the blindfold. She can walk around, in the temple, putting the deities and all that. She can do everything blindfolded. Okay. So about last month in September, she stopped wearing spectacles entirely. The eye specialist said she doesn't need to wear anymore. So that is another amazing healing when the child, you must know she had attended at least three program with Swamiji, 21 days program. I think at least 3, if I remember correctly. Okay. So that is another healing story from Singapore. Okay. So I want to say, if your child has some kind of physical ailments or disorder, when you bring them to the enlightened being present, that can create so much healing. And you must know, sometimes these diseases come from past birth karma. Anything related to the past birth, only enlightened master can fix it. Okay. So to me, that's the best gift you can give to your child. If the child, you're able to connect your child back to the source, that's the best gift any parent can give to a child. Okay. So the first very obvious benefit is healing. All right. So now let's go on to the next possibility. I tell you, when you connect your child to the enlightened master, the next thing that open up is his higher possibility gets awakened. Okay, and you should all know a child is a representation of huge possibility. As a parent, your role, like I mentioned in my past enlightened parenting session, is to hold the space of huge possibilities for your child to flower into higher consciousness, into matured enlightened being. Understand? So that possibility gets awakened when the child is initiated by an enlightened master. Okay? The child, first thing you will notice, it awakens the child's higher intelligence. And I can tell you, all the kids who are initiated by Swamiji has an IQ of at least 140 and above. Okay? And you should know 140 is extraordinary, like, like a super genius level. Understand? My son, Kai, his IQ level, I think he last time he measured was 146. Okay? When he first attended Inner Awakening, I think when they measured when he was in a primary school, he attended when he was 9 years old. Then I think that time, primary 6, they did an assessment, 12-year-old. I think that time he was like 141. Over the last few years, he increased again to 146. Okay? So IQ definitely increased. Because in one of the researcher of for kids, name is Barbara Chance, who's also a devotee of Swamiji. She's an educator in the United States. She said that, if a child is able to be brought up in a Gurukul, which is the Vedic learning system, okay, all the kids have very high IQ because they are in the breathing space of Swamiji. Literally, they are living in his breathing space. And these students or these kids, they call the Balasan, Nithyananda Gurukul Balasan. These kids exhibit the highest neurological functioning and demonstrate power, Shakti, superpower. Understand? So definitely when the kids are connected, they start awakening the non-mechanical parts of the brain. You see, our brain, the educational system in not just Singapore, the Western education system is just focused on the left brain, the logic, thinking, mathematics, the length dimension of the universe. Only when you are when a child is initiated by an enlightened master and living in the space of possibility, completion, the whole brains get awakened. It means full brain functioning. The whole brain gets awakened, activated. Okay? So that is one of the, I would say, greatest gift a child can receive from the master. It means the intelligence, the hidden higher possibility gets awakened by the initiation by a guru, enlightened guru. Okay? So the next thing is, in the recent years, last 1 over years, they started to do the brain scan report. It means kids are put to measure what happened when they do power manifestation. As you know that Swamiji introduced power manifestation over the last 3 years. Okay, starting 2016, he introduced the powers, starting with third eye awakening, and then subsequently more and more powers get revealed. So when the kids are manifesting powers, what happens is they are in entanglement. That means they are in oneness with Swamiji. In that entanglement, they saw from the brain scan. Okay, I'm just going to show you the slides or so from some of the reports. Okay? So, see, when the kids are manifesting Shakti, whether it's third eye reading, doing body scanning, doing remote vision, materialization, teleportation, any powers they're manifesting, which fundamentally connect them back to Swamiji, because all manifestation only through him. What happened? They noticed that the frontal lobe, see, the frontal lobe of our brain is the brain of the frontal cortex, is the brain that related to higher intelligence. They noticed that it raises the gamma ray to 140 plus hertz, which is unknown, unheard of. Meaning that kind of brain activity is only recorded even for just advanced experienced meditation person. I mean, a person who meditates in an advanced level, let's say transcendental meditation. But for a kid, when they are in power manifestation mode, they are radiating 140 plus hertz of gamma ray. Understand? Which means the brain is highly active in the, what you call it? The part of the brain which is connecting to the higher intelligence, the higher possibility. Got it? Okay? So now you know why I send my son every year to Inner Awakening? Okay. So that's the second benefit, awakening of higher intelligence, which cannot be awakened by normal educational system. That's why Swamiji said the Western education system is outdated, not holistic, not complete. Come on, you look at our life. After we went to study, finish a degree, we still need a master to help us to function properly. We came back to society with lots of incompletion, diseases, and patterns and all that. Right? It means what? The system did not help us to live blissfully and find peace within ourselves. We still have to go back and we have to do a lot of cleaning up. However, when the child is connected to Swamiji at an early age, so much time will not be wasted on unnecessary exploration. Understand? They will not be pushed to the unconscious, doing all the silly things, and then either ruin their body or ruin their consciousness. Okay, so that's one of the main difference when you have the initiation and the guidance of enlightened guru. Okay, so the third possibility that gets awakened is the upgrade of the biomemory. Yeah, just now I talked about master memory. Master memory is what you do daily, repeatedly, you do again and again and again. It's part of the programming. Like how you wake up in the morning, what you go to the toilet, do all that. If you do it again and again, it becomes an automatic programming. You don't even have to think about it. Like autopilot, you just go and do the thing, the action. There is another form of biomemory. Biomemories are the memories that I would define it like two ways. One, your perception or cognition about you, the world, God, the universe. Okay, so that is part of the biomemory, and it's so related to your past birth. It means your past birth, they call it prata, the biomemory that you come with. Okay. So I want to tell you a story given by Swamiji. So then when I relate to that, you will understand why the child needs to meet the master. Okay. So let me just give you a story, a small story. So there is a guy with a computer and with many software inside the computer. Okay. So one day he decided to go on a long trip and he locked the house and the computer away. When he returned, he forgot all the software he had downloaded inside that computer. And he's trying to do different activities other than the software he had downloaded. And you need to know, he needs to remember the software he has in the computer. Only then he can do the activities he wants to. Only then he can download the software he does not have. If you don't know what is inside, how can you go and download, right? So that is, so from that story, I'm going to draw the parallels, which is what's happening to our body. Listen, your body is like the computer hardware. The long trip you go away is like the death and a new birth. That means you came back and you have a new body. Okay? And the software are your prarabdha. That means whatever software you have are from your past birth. Right? That's why you come down. And if you don't know why you have what you have as a biomemory, you can neither achieve nor plan for your future. Right? You do not know what purpose you have come down for from the biomemory. Then how are you going to move forward in this birth? You don't know. You've been lost. So you may be trying to do many things, but nothing will work out. You will feel not fulfilled. You just feel that, oh, I'm doing, but something is still not right. Sometimes it may work out as an accident, but not as a fulfillment. Even though it work out, okay, this looks like, I'm on the right track, but you never feel fulfilled. The non-fulfillment is symptomatic that it is not part of your prarabdha. So learning to download the software from the internet and learning to upgrade yourself is what usually done by the guru in the Gurukul. When you connect the child to the guru in the Gurukul, right? He will teach the kid how to download software, upgrade himself or herself. So when you come back after the long trip, that means after you take a new body, the first thing your guru does is making you understand your prarabdha. That means what you come down here, teaching you the science of downloading. Then he would also teach you how to download new software required to fulfill your life purpose if you want to do something new. Then the next upgrading of the old software. And finally, supporting you to fulfill your purpose in this body. Understand? Why the guru is needed? Because he knows your entire past and where you're going to be in the future. He's the only continuity that knows what's happening in the individual soul. So when you go to the guru, he basically know where you left off and he awaken that memory and make you also upgrade your software so that you can do what you need to do in this birth. Got it? So when the child is connected to the guru, that's what he does to the kid. So your kid won't waste time in doing stupid things given by society. They won't run their life and then wasted like 30 years and wake up, oh, this is not what I want to do. And then feel cheated by society. Understand? That is the worst thing, to feel cheated. Okay, so I'm going to share with you my son's story. Just now I shared about the child from Melbourne, the 2.5-year-old girl who suffered from autism and got completely healed in the 21-day in awakening in 2015. Okay. Then I also shared with the Prasadini. Right now she's 7-year-old. She's in my Gurukul weekend Gurukul class, and how her eyes got healed completely in just last 2 months where she doesn't need to wear spectacle anymore. Okay, so now let me share with you my son's story. And you should know my son Kai had attended 5 21-day programs with Swamiji. Okay, and what happens when he after 5 sessions, he actually attended 2 engineers. That time there's no inner awakening for kids, only engineers. They only get the initiation. Then the last 3 was the December program. So I'm going to share with you what happened to my son. Okay, can you see the slide? Okay, my son Kai has an IQ of at least 146. Okay, after he attended the first engineers program in 2012, there was a cruise that we attended. He came back with immense curiosity to draw cars. I'm just showing a selection of the cars, sports cars he drove. Okay, and he will study and he will name the cars into different powers and he would draw the intricate, cars. There are many, many more. There was one car he drew for Swamiji, and that car was actually operating on solar energy. Don't need fuel, only solar energy. Okay, so like for many months or actually years, maybe like 2-3 years, he was drawing cars, and he was like sports car after sports car after sports car. I have like a collection of those initial drawing of his sports car, but I can see the attention to details start to increase every time he spent with Swamiji. The level of perceptual details he's able to decode. His car drawing become very refined, very I would say you will not believe it's something from like a 9-10-year-old child. You may think that it's from a much older boy, like a teenager or maybe a young adult. But for him, he started to draw a lot of details, which I observed. Okay, so that was one observation I saw after he attended the first or 2 program with Swamiji. Then after that, I noticed his third eye got awakened also. So he's able to do a lot of blindfold reading. He was able to do a lot of, powers related to third eye, okay, including body scanning. So he's able to draw with totally blindfolded, okay. So that's powers that are common in many kids when they attend awakening or program with Swamiji. And in fact, now if they attend Gurukul, weekend Gurukul or online Gurukul, consistently and manifest the powers, very easily they can awaken the third eye. In fact, in Singapore, I have one kid. He was when he came, he was not yet 4-year-old, almost 4-year-old last December. His name is George. He came, and within 3rd session, he can manifest all the third eye powers, like blindfold reading. Okay, 3rd session only. He was so fast to catch, the awakening. Just connect him to the Swamiji, and then boom, his third eyes got awakened, and he was able to do all the advanced third eye powers, demonstration. Okay. So first thing I observed, increase in creativity. Now the next thing I observed about Kai is that, especially after Mahasadashiva Home, the last program 2 years ago, which I attended with him, he is able to connect with a higher being, like the Muni, the god and goddesses. Understand? He's able to operate at the time and space frequency to be able to connect these beings beyond the logic, beyond human frequency. And it came so easily for him. Because after the initiation, And obviously, Swamiji awakened some of his past bio-memory. So because of the work he has done in his past birth, connecting with all these higher beings is very easy because it's already inside him. He just needs to awaken it with the right master. Understand? So that's amazing when you see a child who's able to relate with beings that, don't even have physical form. There's no physical form, but at a different dimension. Like for him to connect with Ganesha is so easy. He can connect with Ganesha, he can connect with any god or goddesses who he has seen. That means he knows this existence of this deity or this god or goddesses. He can connect. So this is one, I would say, powers which Swamiji wants all the Balasam to do, all his kids, to be able to be like Ganesha, to be like Subramania, to be, those divine beings who can manifest all the powers and live like God on planet Earth. Okay? So I want to show you also some of the art pieces that he did, a three-dimensional art form and then on a 2D form and some of the choreography, Chinese choreography he did at a very young age when he attended some art lesson. So what I observe is after initiation by Swamiji, it's very easy for him to grasp, the artistic part of his expression is at a different dimension. And I remember one time he was explaining how the levitation worked. He drew the picture in a very raw form, and he explained how the levitation worked. So it was just so interesting. I actually still have that picture. I didn't put it on in this slide, but the way you see him draw, you understand he's exactly explaining what's happening inside his body, why his body is, levitating at that time. So, so that's one thing. And then the other thing I think I also observe after Mahasadajiva Hum is he started to remember one of his past birth biomemory is the science of herbs, the Ayurvedic herbs. See, when he was connected to Swamiji in his past birth, he was the chef of Meenakshi. Kai was a chef of Meenakshi and he served the temple, the god and goddesses, of course, the deities also. So he comes with the biomemory of the Ayurvedic herbs. That means knowing how to create medicine out of food. From food, he can make it into a medicine for healing diseases. Okay? So that definitely something new to me because when I discovered that he was able to create some, aushadha for people, I was like, where did this knowledge came from? He said Swamiji just showed him and downloaded to him. So downloading happens when he's connected to him directly now. I don't even have to prompt him. Swamiji talked to him directly in his inner space, and then he would just show him and he get downloaded and instruct him to do. So that is the kind of frequency when your child is connected to the source, there's no longer any need for you to interfere because the guru is now connected to him directly. That's also part of the reason why he has a lot of his interest is on food because he was a chef. So that's why now I understand why he loves to cook and he enjoys food so much as part of his biomemory. Okay. So the last slide I'm going to talk about, okay, before we open up to question and answer. Now, when your child has the opportunity to spend 21 days with the guru, It is the best immunization against the unconscious negativity from the society, from school and media. Okay? Your child is immune from all this negativity because after the initiation, if you're able to put the kids in the right ambience, environment, Vatavarana, like a weekend Gurukul, online Gurukul, they are easily connected to Swamiji's space, reading space, and they'll be guided by him directly through the inner space. So let's say for me as a parent, I don't have to worry anymore. I know my son Kai is connected to the source, who's none other than Paramashiva. And the Guru takes care of everything, including protecting him, inspiring him, and guiding him. So what else do I need to ask for? Nothing. I know he's being taken care of. And so that's, it's like a big load off from the parent who knows that the child is now connected to the source, and the child is now guided by the divine intervention. Okay? So that's my last point, which I want to share. Immune, getting your child immune from all the negativity from the society, unconscious society, is a very important gift, because too much distraction, negativity, violence are happening in the society, whether it's in the form of school, the peers, the media, the lifestyle. When you live in the society, this is what is happening. How you, as a parent, protect your child from all these influences. For me, that's why I feel that, see, at the time, I was not able to put him in Gurukul because, my ex-husband was not allowing to, refuse to do that. So what I could do is, as a parent, is I send him to Swamiji every year in the December, because that's the time the school holidays start. So I send him there and let him spend time with Swamiji and get connected and get, initiation. Because as a parent, that was what I could do at that time. So now that he's 24/7 connected to Swamiji, so I don't really have to worry. Thank all of you for coming to this session. With that, let me just conclude with the Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Tat. Saubam Bhagavad Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Paduka Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Good night, everybody. I see you 2 weeks time. Nithyanandam.